felt like talking about external validation because we live in a society where external validation is so excessive, is so extreme, is everywhere that it's hard to even imagine a life without it. Like 100 years ago, people would only get a validation, attention, or compliments from their family, their co-workers, their class fellows, friends, or strangers that they would pass on a street. But nowadays, you just have to post a picture on Instagram and then it gets viral and it gets thousand and thousand of likes, and then you are a celebrity now. Imagine this, someone based their worth on external validation, then how shallow would it become? Like a celebrity who has millions of followers and then he thinks that he's worthy of love, he's worthy of success, he's worthy of relationship, he's worthy of friendship, he's worthy of money because he has millions of followers, and he gets cancelled for some reason and people start to unfollow him. His fans turns into his haters and all of his followers are gone now. So now what? Would he like not worth a single penny? Would he be not worthy of love again? Would he be not worthy of having good friends again? If we base our worth, or if we base how worthy we are onto external things, onto external validation, then it is really shallow. It is extremely shallow. The moment the supply of that drug is stopped, which is external validation in this case, we would turn maniac. We would be so lost, we would feel so empty from the inside because the source of our dopamine, the source of our happiness is gone now. So now what? I feel like everyone struggles with this at some part of their life, but what is important is to how you overcome it. I made a video about setting boundaries and not being a people pleaser, and then I felt like people really struggle with this even if they are not a people pleaser. Like narcissists struggle with this as well. Their source of dopamine is someone praising them, their source of dopamine is someone being in love with them, being their friend. So if you take away that source of dopamine from them, they would turn manic, they would go crazy. Imagine this case, your one Instagram picture gets 500 likes and your second Instagram picture get 2 likes. So you think that the one that got 500 likes, you looked more prettier in this picture, you looked more smart, you looked more intelligent, you looked like a fairy in that picture, for example. And the one that got 2 likes, you feel like you were ugly in this picture, that's why it did not get like. Same goes for your art. You posted a picture of your art and no one liked it, no one commented on it, right? But you posted another picture of your art and then it just gets viral. It all of a sudden it has thousands of views or thousands of likes, and then you think like maybe this piece of your art is worth more than this one. But I wanted to stop for a moment and think that is it really this case? Like you created this art with as much effort, as much love, as much passion as you created this art. Just because it got more validation, just because it got more attention, doesn't mean that this piece of your art is less worthy. So I want you to think this for yourself as well. So imagine that you get on a party and you wear a pink dress and you really like that color, so you wear it and then you wear your makeup as you like, but no one compliments you, like they are too busy complimenting someone else, and you feel like you're looking like a trash because no one complimented you. You get to another party and people complimented you, and all of a sudden you are on a cloud nine, all of a sudden you are in heaven, all of a sudden you are a celebrity. So if you are basing your beauty, if you are basing your worth on to external things, then believe me, it is so shallow, it will be shattered and you won't have any place to go anymore, because your self-worth should be something that comes from inside of you. Your self-worth should be more firm than it should come from inside of you. Any external thing does not matter. If people compliment you, good, thank you. If not, then okay, I can compliment myself. If people praise you, thank you. If not, then okay. Like there is no grudge, and my self-esteem, my worth won't get any lower just because you cannot see it. My worth won't get any lower just because you cannot see it. I really like this affirmation. My worth does not decrease even if someone fails to see it. When I was a people pleaser, I would view myself from the eyes of other people. I would base my worth on people's approval. I would base my worth of if people accepts me or if people rejects me. If people rejects me, then it means that I'm not a good human. And if people accepts me, if they like are okay with me and my company, then it means like I am a good person. But that is such a fragile thing. That is like really a weak character. That's what I think. That is a really weak character, and I don't want to have this character anymore, and I am trying on it. I try to give that compliment to myself that I am craving to from someone else. A lot of people says that, oh, we don't have someone who can buy us flowers. Oh, how lucky this person is that they are in haram relationship just because they get flowers and chocolates. Like that's how overused things nowadays, which is so sad. But you can give yourself those flowers, honey. If you like books, you can gift yourself books. If you like love letters, you can write yourself love letters. I know it seems crazy when we are not used to it, because when I said this, when I was on my when I started my self love journey, and when I said this, people would just like smile, and I could sense that emptiness in their eyes because they think that it is such a woo woo stuff. But it is not a woo woo stuff. If you are really whole from the inside, all of the external things are just cherry on top. Your cake is complete, and their compliment is just cherry on top. Your cake is complete. It is beautiful. It is tasty. It is good looking with or without that cherry. Right? Same goes for it. If people compliments you, it is that cherry. If not, then okay. I know, honey, it's not easy to fix. It's really a long journey. I have been on this journey for years now. And there are still moments when I crave external validation, and there are still moments when I doubt my worth. There are still moments when I feel like I have given my worth in the hands of other people. But the fact is just you have to keep going, honey. You have to keep going. You have to keep going until you reach that destination where you no longer crave that validation, where you no longer need that approval, where you no longer need that attention. Keep going until you get to that destination. That is the goal. It's okay to struggle on the way. It's okay. It's human. It's totally normal to struggle on the journey. But what matters is that you keep going. That is the whole point. That is the whole point, that you keep showing for yourself even when it is hard. You keep loving yourself even when it is hard. You keep complimenting yourself even when it is hard. We are humans. We want someone to love us, and that is like such an important thing in our lives. Movies, books, stories, dramas has an impact in this as well. We see it everywhere that there are lovers. We see it everywhere that it is so common to someone to fall in love with someone, that if we feel like people don't love us, then we feel like we are the strange one. Like we are the strange one. It is like so common in our society. We have romanticized it so much that those who does not have someone obsessed over them are the weird ones. Those who like sit alone on a dinner table are the weird one in people's eyes, because we have romanticized and normalized it so much. Maybe that person for you, honey, that tells you that it's okay if people don't compliment you. It's even okay if they don't love you. Believe me, it's not people's job to love you. If they love you, then that is great. That is amazing. But your life purpose is not to be loved by someone. I don't care how much romanticized it is in books, in dramas, in poetry, but that is the fact that no one teaches us. That is the reality that no one tells us, that our worth is not measured by how much loved we are in the society. Our worth is not measured by it. Our worth is measured by how we feel about ourselves. Our worth is measured by how we see ourselves. It is always come from within us. It has nothing to do outside of us, not to do with people, not to do with anyone in general. But let me share this tip as well. If you really are someone who views yourself from the eyes of other people, a tip is to start viewing yourself from the eyes of Allah. Like Allah is your creator, right? So it's okay if you view yourself from his eyes. It's good. Like for example, your friends are listening to haram things, and then you start listening to it just because to get their approval, just because to fit in, just because to feel normal. But if you view yourself from the eyes of Allah, you will see how Allah will think about me when I listen to these haram things. Then you will stop, because it won't come from people, but it will come from Allah. And Allah will help you and strengthen you in ways that you won't even imagine. So have faith. That is your job, to have faith, and that is your job to keep going. It is also your job to ask help from Allah. I hope this video gave you this reminder, because I feel like people don't talk about it, which is quite sad. We we should learn these things in schools. Like that is something really important, because we struggle it from the inside. And even I don't care if you're a billionaire, a millionaire, a celebrity, or whatever. We all are humans, and we all have this within us. Inshallah, I will see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz, take care of yourself, and I love you for the sake of Allah. Like, if no one loves you, then I do. And if no one loves you, Allah do. And if no one loves you, you do for yourself.